a proclamation. Whereas April is the month in which the people of Virginia joined the Confederate States of America in a 4-year war between the states for independence, and whereas Virginia has long recognized her Confederate history, her numerous Civil War battlefields, and all those who fought for their homes and communities in a time very different from ours today, if you know what I mean. And whereas there was no way I was going to let my Attorney General get all the props for sucking up to the states' rights and Tea Party folks without trying to grab some of that right-thinking love for myself, and whereas I thought it would be a good idea to demonstrate to certain especially ticked-off Virginians that I feel their pain, especially with what's-his-name in the White House, and whereas I didn't think anybody else would notice, and whereas I issued an official proclamation declaring April to be Confederate History Month in Virginia, urging people to remember the Confederacy's great sacrifices and come spend their money, but making no mention whatsoever of the institution of slavery, and whereas when asked to justify this omission, I explained that I had focused on the most historically significant matters and that slavery didn't make the cut, and whereas I immediately became a national laughingstock, and whereas I don't like being a national laughingstock, and whereas I quickly issued an apology for this omission and even amended the original proclamation to say all the correct things about slavery being a central cause of the war between the states, as well as an evil and inhumane practice and a lasting stain on the soul of Virginia, and blah, blah, blah. And whereas the apology said so many correct things about slavery in such a contrite tone that many people wondered how I ever could have failed to mention them to begin with, and whereas many of these same people therefore questioned the sincerity of my apology, and whereas many of these people concluded that I was simply trying to save my butt, and whereas I admit that the thought did cross my mind more than once, and whereas sometimes you just do what you have to do, now, therefore, I, Robert McDonnell, Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, do hereby want the whole darn thing to go away.